In our last video, I promised to reveal the everyday food researchers are studying for its connection with cellular energy metabolism. Here it is: blueberries. Today, 3 common ways people consume fruit that may influence how some individuals experience their energy after meals. I will show you from the least concerning to the one that deserves the most attention. And number 3 is the one you probably eat every single morning. Which of these 3 do you think has the biggest impact on post-meal glucose responses? Stay until the end to find out, and tell me in the comments. Research has explored how different forms of fruit consumption may influence post-meal glucose responses and other metabolic health markers. Educational resources from the Harvard Nutrition source summarize how glycemic load can alter postprandial energy. I regularly review scientific research on healthy aging, but I am not a medical doctor. This content is for educational purposes only. Always consult your physician before changing your diet. Individual responses to foods vary depending on health status, medications, physical activity, and overall dietary pattern. You know the feeling. You try to eat healthy, grabbing a quick piece of fruit or a glass of juice in the morning, but by 2 p.m., your focus vanishes. The brain fog sets in. Your legs feel heavy, and you find yourself reaching for another cup of coffee. You assume it is just getting older. But what if your daily routine is influencing post-meal glucose responses and how you experience energy afterward in some individuals? Today, I will reveal all 3, from the mildest to the one that requires your full attention. Number 1, dried fruit snacks. Many mature adults choose raisins or dried cranberries as a quick energy boost. Research on dried fruits indicates that removing water concentrates naturally occurring sugars, increasing carbohydrate density per serving. When you consume concentrated sugars without original water volume, blood glucose levels may show larger post-meal increases, which typically stimulates insulin secretion, something which some individuals describe as changes in perceived energy. Number 2, commercial fruit juices. The science is more nuanced than store labels suggest. Research published in peer-reviewed journals has analyzed dietary patterns across multiple large cohorts. In general, processing fruit into juice removes much of the intact fiber structure. Without fiber to slow down digestion, carbohydrates become available for absorption more rapidly, which studies suggest may contribute to changes in metabolic health markers over time. Number 3, store-bought fruit smoothies. Not all smoothies are nutritionally equivalent. Some commercially packaged smoothies contain concentrated fruit sugars from added juice bases in a single serving. Mayo Clinic explains that liquid options can be consumed more quickly than whole foods, potentially affecting satiety responses. However, recent scientific reviews suggest that the impact on blood glucose depends heavily on processing, with studies indicating that whole blended fruit behaves differently than filtered fruit juice. Still, added sugars and store-bought options warrant careful attention. But here is the part that is often overlooked. The key factor is not just the sugar content on the package, but what happens to the natural cellular structure during processing. Now, I will show you 3 simple fruit swaps that research suggests can help support steadier post-meal glucose responses. Swap number 1. Pair higher glycemic fruits with intact protein or fat sources. If you enjoy bananas or berries, consider pairing them with raw walnuts or pumpkin seeds. Research shows that healthy fats and proteins slow gastric emptying, supporting a more gradual release of glucose into your bloodstream throughout the morning. It is the simplest adjustment to make. Swap number 2. Prioritize low glycemic, polyphenol-rich fruits. Research published in peer-reviewed nutrition journals indicates that dark berries, such as wild blueberries and blackberries, contain high levels of anthocyanins. Mechanistic research suggests these phenolic compounds may support cellular function. Swap number 3. Shift from drinking fruit to eating whole fruit. When you eat a whole apple or pear with the skin intact, the pectin fiber forms a viscous gel in your digestive tract. Studies referenced by the National Institutes of Health suggest that intact fiber helps support gut microbiota, which may contribute to healthier metabolic regulation. The reason fruit nutrition is so confusing comes down to how food is marketed versus how our body processes it. Food labels often highlight real fruit ingredients, while human physiology responds to the presence or loss of structural fiber. One area where recent meta-analyses have challenged traditional assumptions involves glycemic load versus glycemic index. A systematic review published in the Journal of Nutrition analyzed clinical trials regarding whole fruit consumption. The conclusion? The available evidence demonstrates that whole, unprocessed fruits are generally associated with favorable metabolic health, despite containing natural sugars. Rather than focusing on a single food, researchers generally recommend looking at your overall dietary pattern over time. Separately, research suggests that dietary patterns rich in whole fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats are associated with better long-term metabolic health markers. Comment number 1, 2, or 3. Which fruit option was part of your daily routine? I read every single comment, and your story might help someone else in this community. In our next video, we will explore one specific morning beverage that researchers are studying for its connection with joint mobility and morning stiffness. Subscribe and hit the bell so you do not miss it. I will see you in the next one.